Hello everybody, welcome to Waiter to Win. I'm here with Daryl Marie and Darren Burrows, and we look forward to the Spring Spree Stakes and the Lady Stakes this weekend. That's Saturday at Turffontein. Welcome to Spring, everybody. Hope it's going to be a good one, and we look forward to a prosperous season. Social media, there's our contact in terms if you want to get hold of us on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, WhatsApp, it's all there for you. How's spring? Are you wearing spring shoes today, I see? Mr. Marie, nice spring in your step.
I've got a spring in my
step.
Shoes, I've got a spring in my step.
Can you put your foot up here? Let's see what your shoes look like.
We had to tip winners, not...
Yeah, I want to see for spring.
Yeah.
Help you tip winners.
What price is American Biscuit, Clyde?
17 to 10.
What a price.
Is it?
Sure.
Can't lose, eh? Richard Ferry on now.
I made it odds on.
Nah, it'll win.
Clyde, have a look at the form line. Black Lightning, one from there. Silver Sanctuary, one from there. Richard knows this horse. He's 100 in the past. Small field, be able to settle out early. I don't know who the opposition is. Maybe the field, but for me, an odds-on shot.
They don't move down too well. I mean,
who?
American. They got that way of going down. American.
Going down where? To the
start? To the start, yeah.
Don't worry about that. It's how they come back.
Yeah, okay. Darren Burrows, morning, and I hope that you're on the same. Are you also big on American Biscuit?
He's my clear-cut first choice. I wouldn't say I'm all in, but that last form line really standing up nicely behind Napoleon. I thought that form line wouldn't stand up, but it really has a lot. Ignatius is an interesting runner because he's loaded with ability. He's had another layoff, but last time out was encouraging. He was staying on strongly at the finish. He has won on the inside track. I make Ignatius a big danger to American Biscuit. Of the rest, Run for Cover, I think the mile a bit on the stretch, and Nazar as well. So I thought between 1 and 2.
Okay, well, from the Napoleon form line, you saw Black Lightning win and Silver Sanctuary, two of the three runners that have come out to run and win. Here's Daryl's bipod. Thanks for that, Darren. Bank at 2 in the first leg of the bipod, by 3 and 5, by 1, 2, 3, by 1, 3, 9. Then we bank the one later, and then 2, 4, 7, and 8. Third race time for the place accumulator. It's the Betway Aviator handicap. It's fillies and mares over the mile. All 8 runners on the Friday morning are going to the track. From a market perspective, Daryl Marie, this horse 5 on the horizon, is trading at 9 to 4. And then you can bet, well, you can get See an Enemy 4 to 1 and 9 to 2 about Strange Magic.
Clyde, did you see On the Horizon's debut victory?
Unfortunately not. I don't recall it. Remind me?
Sure.
Good one.
Very, very impressive. And you know that prior to the race, there wasn't much confidence. But in the post-race interview, like you said, he told the owners whenever this horse comes to the track, it will win first time out.
Is this the is it the 4-year-old?
Yes.
No? Yes.
Clyde, she could be much better than what she's currently rated. But she's taken on some nice fillies over here, so I'm not going to say she's worth a punt. Okay. I'm saying she could be ahead of the handicapper, and it appears as if she's been the choice of rides between On the Horizon and Queen of Camelot. I mean, Richard rode Queen of Camelot last time out. See an Enemy, number 3. Now, what's the situation with that stable, Clyde? Although they're having winners, they're just not firing.
Yeah,
is that fair to say?
I think Mark would agree with that. He'd like to see more winners, I'm sure, like most stables.
They're having their winners, but I just think there's 1 or 2 disappointments along the line. This filly, we yet to see the best of her. Last time out, she went to the head of the fairs. She was never in doubt. Obviously, she meets Strange Magic at worst terms. I can see her confirming that form. I played the safe route, 3 and 5.
Okay. Let's get Darren. Darren, your opinion on this, on the first leg of the place accumulator?
Well, this time of year, horses are vaccinated and they go through dips in form. That's why the top stables sometimes just go through a bit of a flat spot for this period. But See an Enemy really impressed me last time out. She came to the course with a massive reputation. And maybe the penny's starting to drop now that she won last time out from the front. I thought she was impressive and she can follow up. Now you got On the Horizon, very impressive on debut. I know she didn't beat much, but she couldn't do more than win. I think the first 2 pulled well clear of the field. She could be a serious racehorse. I mean, she doesn't have much of a pedigree, but she can run. Others to consider, Strange Magic and Simple. Queen of Camelot's got a small chance. I thought a nice place bet, See an Enemy.
Okay. Thanks for that, Darren. I know on the horizon, there's the PA while you take it down. Lucky Hoodalakis, now that Darryl's refreshed my memory, made reference to, you sort of hope and pray this horse when he's on the track basically stays there and finishes the race. So there's obviously some issues that Lucky's been concerned about, but if all is well, then it's a big runner. 3 and 5 first leg by 1-2-3, by 1-3-9, by Banker the 1, by 2 and 7, by 2 and 5, by 1-3-8. It's a 216 Rand PA per. Welcome back. Let's get on to our next race on the card now and talk about pick sixes. I'm going to go straight to Darren Burrows because he's our pick six man. You were a bit unlucky on Thursday with that pick six. You found Whirly as a banker. You got that home for us, and the last one there was a double-figured horse, and unfortunately we couldn't find. Hopefully you go one better on Saturday, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, I labelled Whirly. He shortened from 6 to 1 into 5 to 2, and then Alabama Anna was the each-way play, paying R2 a place. Unlucky not to get up. Now let's start on race 4. I like a bit of Millahue and Raffles. Now, Millahue, this course, he's going to be given a patient ride. He will be lashing home late. Raffles has done nothing wrong since being stepped up in trip, and he's a serious runner. There's nothing between them on form. Now, Supreme Dance, good comeback run last time out, and Bob's Your Uncle with bottom weight has a chance. So I like 1 and 3, followed by 2 and 6.
So am I right in saying they meet on exactly the same terms, don't they? And
they've
4
met 3
kilos
times.
last time, 4 kilos now.
They've met 3 times, Millahue and Raffles. There's never been much separating them. Take note, Millahue's now been refitted with blinkers. I think that's because of the inside track, like Darren touched on.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's a race between 3. Well, I make it a race between 3. Those 2, 1 and 3, and I've included Supreme Dance. Now, Supreme Dance, last time I Clyde, he was having his second run off the rest. It actually looked like he was going to move in to win it, and just found one too good for him. I think he could get a perfect run in Transit over here. If you have a look, he's drawn 2. Who's drawn 1? Twin Turbo, the likely pacemaker. If you can slot him behind him, we know he's got a lovely turn of foot. And who finished last in that race behind Imperial Master? Opera Glass. She came out and won on Thursday.
But that wasn't a direct win, I see, yeah?
No, indirectly.
It was
having his peak run, I don't think he's going to be far off them. 1, 2, and 3 for me.
What I'm finding interesting with Raffles and Millahue is that form line behind Perfect Witness.
Yes.
I mean,
Destiny
3 winners.
of Souls.
Yes.
Imperial Master. Susan.
Yeah, all good enough.
Okay, so which one are you choosing?
Of
1
the
or
two-
3?
No, well, I think that now that you say the blinkers on, which one's that?
Yeah.
Millahue.
Millahue.
Yes.
Clyde, take note of that stable. Your
Yes.
unstable's going to start firing now.
Is it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's Mr. Burrows' pick 6 now, so I'd like to put that up, please, if we can, Ricky. Let's take a look at what the spring pick 6 looks like today. 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm taking my chances. I'm banking 3. By 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. By 1 and 2 by field. Then he's bankering 5 in this pick 6, which happens to be ready to charge from the Azzy stable. And then 3, 4, 6, and 8. Race number 5 is the Betway Boost handicap. It's over 1,800 meters. And in this event, I'll give you just a quick update for the boys on the market here as to what the betting looks like in terms of Betway's market on Friday. And Mike de Cock's try quite is 11 to 5. Number 8 over to you is 11 to 2. And number 7 Elusive Swan 15 to 2. So, Mr. Marie, let's talk about this. Talk about Mike de Cock's horse. We watched it, last 2 wins, and both have to be said that they were rather impressive. Impressive wins. I mean, you can't not have been impressed with both victories.
This horse, prior to being rested, was a disappointment of note. Since being rested and returning 3 runs back, he's improved with each and every start.
Yeah.
And Mark's made it very clear he's going to go through the divisions. My only concern is the inside track. I'm not concerned about the penalty he picked up because he's progressive now. He does meet Romeo's Magic 2.5 kilograms worse off, and Romeo's Magic on the inside track is at his best. So I don't think there'll be much separating the two of them. Form line's been fair. The horse that ran second came out and ran second. The horse that ran third came out and has run 2 seconds.
I see that. You're talking about You Can't Hurry 11.
Yes.
Coromandel.
Nah,
There has been a winner from there. Just so that you know, Silent Trigger came out of there.
Okay,
and 1.
thank you. The
Warren
horse I'm
Waters.
leaning towards, Clyde, is Latuli, number 3. What price is he?
I'll tell you now. Number what? 3.
3.
8 to 1.
That's a massive price. Fabian Stables turned.
Yeah.
Samanga from a neat draw. 3 runs back over the course and distance. He absolutely bolted up. Last time out, I know he carried no weight, but that was in an average MR of 87. Now drops in class. I know he's obviously carries the weight this time around, but now it's an average MR of 74. I think unbeaten over the distance.
All right.
Drawn well. Why is he 8 to 1?
No, and they've opted to put Samanga on. So you're clearly not that big on try quite. I mean, you are looking to run it over.
At the price, I'm big on Latuli. I mean, 8 to 1.
Okay.
I think that's nice value.
Let's get Mr. Burrows' version. Latuli, what does Latuli sound like to you, Mr. Burrows?
I've included Latuli. Let's touch on Twa Cut. Last time out, I labeled this horse. I said he'll win first time out the maidens. And he got up late. He took time to unwind. That's the reason why I haven't banked him, because the inside track dropping in trip is not ideal. But if the speed's on, he's going to be lashing home late. I'm not sure if he's going to get there in time. Every cloud was impressive last time out. They fitted the blinkers on. He beat Coromandel, the same horse that Twa Cut actually beat. He's got the apprentice allowance. Silent Trigger was impressive last time out from a deep draw. So 1, 3, 4, and 6 should fight it out.
Thank you. Let's put some information up for you guys so you can have a look. It's a jackpot where first leg Daryl's going 1, 3, and 9. Try cut, Thule, and Romeo's Magic by Banker 1 in the next leg of the jackpot. Mrs. Browning, who does look hard to beat. Then 2, 4, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 5, and 6. Race 6, the Betway the Lady Stakes over 1,200 metres. Scratch the 4, Water Honey's not running. And this one does look hard to beat for Sean Terry and Richard Free. Number 1, Mrs. Browning, priced up at 21 to 20, so just slightly over even money. Number 2, Miss Daisy is 6 to 1, and number 7, Mist in Scotland is at 13 to 2. You can still get 7 to 1 Second Breath, number 8, and 7 to 1 5 Bonica. Mr. Marie, so we're bankering this because you banked this in the jackpot, correct?
I did. If you want to back her up, Clyde, obviously Miss Daisy is making her debut for a new yard. We don't know how she's going to go, her well-being, but you know, horses generally improve when joining the Tony Peter yard. I'd like to see how she goes. You know why, Clyde? Is it a case of this horse not training on or just having lost her form? Will we see that on Saturday? Is she going to bounce back to her best?
She's better 1,400.
Eh?
She's a better 1,400. You remember that run to Feather Boa? They haven't tried her over 14 since then.
Yeah.
So,
and that was a standside 1,400.
Yeah, better there. That's why I think Mrs. Browning
There's
will win.
quite a bit of pace in here. I mean, you've got Miss in Scotland, who's got 52 kilograms to shoulder. She goes very hard in the early stage. So I don't think Miss Daisy's really going to get it easy up front.
Yes.
But you know, Mrs. Browning, Clyde, last time out, I thought she was desperately unlucky. You know why? She had a great lead in the early stages.
Yeah.
But then Woozy was shifting across slightly, and Richard didn't want to get stuck behind that horse on the rail. So he opted to pull her out and send her early. I thought she was an unlucky
Rachel grabbed
loser.
him on the line. Very unlucky.
Yeah. She's a top filly, this. Well, not top.
Well, then,
But she's a very, very, very good filly.
I agree.
Track and trip's going to be ideal for her. Well drawn. Hard to beat. Respect for Miss Daisy.
I want to ask Darren Burrows about... Darren, I want to talk to you about, just quickly, I see Bonica's first time Magna. Comes from Justin Snaith. You've always spoken about Good Queen Bess and Cold Hard Stare. You've given some sort of chances when that's. Do you give those horses any sort of chances today, or is it not their day?
Even though they're receiving a lot of weight from Miss Browning and Miss Daisy, I still believe that numbers 1 and 2 are going to dominate. I think they're just a touch above these. Now let's touch on Miss Daisy. She's beaten the likes of Feather Boa. She's changed stable to the Tony Peter stable. And when a horse moves to Tony Peter, you don't leave it out, pretty much, because they do improve. So Miss Daisy's a serious runner. She handles the inside track well. And then Mrs. Browning, a very impressive last effort. She looks like a decent sort, and even though she carries the top weight, she's a serious runner. 1 and 2 to fight it out. The pick 6, I'm hoping that the 2 rolls the 1.
Okay. Thanks, Darren. Darryl's got his pick 3 worked out, where we're taking the 1 ahead of 2, 4, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 5, and 6. And that will cover races 6, 7, and 8. Is that right, Daryl?
Clyde, you said Johnny Peters got a little bit of a spring in his step because of spring. He's a part owner of this.
Yes, Mrs. Browning. They're very excited.
Okay.
It's going to be a very interesting race, which he takes on his nephew here, so it's going to be interesting. All right, thanks, Daryl. Thanks for that. That's the pick 3. Okay, guys, let's move on. Welcome back to Betway's Weighted to Win. We're on to the feature race of the day now, and race number 7 on the card is the Betway Spring Spree Stakes. It's the feature race, and it's going to be a superb one. Runs at around 15:35. Betway have done a lot for racing, and they've just started on the spring sponsorship, so well done to them now. They were in Port Elizabeth on Friday. They're at Turffontein today, and this is going to go on for the next 6 weeks in build-up to the Spring Challenge in October, and of course the Betway 5 million rand Betway Summer Cup. You can open your account with Betway. I just want to have a quick look at it. There's the code. I just want to get onto my phone to get into that code quickly now so I can open my account. You just go to the photo camera and then you snap on it, and then it takes you straight into the Betway code, and then it opens your account for you. You just got to enter your details and you do that. All right, so Mr. Marie, let's talk about this race. You've got Quantum Theory, Sheldon, Bard of Avon. They sort of top of the boards at the moment, Team Gold. I thought it was a competitive race, really, and I don't know where it's cut and dried, or if it is cut and dried for any particular horse.
Firstly, a very important equipment change, Clyde.
Yes.
Sheldon, blinkers are off. I think that's because of the 1200.
Okay.
No issue with the inside track. He's been successful on this circuit before. Clyde, barring his penultimate start when he raided, how consistent is this fella? Okay?
Yeah, he's a definite runner. No,
Big runner.
He hardly misses the money.
Yeah. Then you got Quantum Theory. I mean, he's a high-class individual. He has been a little bit disappointing, but it's very difficult to leave him out. He's got a tricky draw to contend with.
You can't leave him out, yeah.
Have a look at Val d'Orsia. Now, Val d'Orsia has rejoined the Peter family. Okay, he's having his first run for the new yard. Have a look. Go back 3 runs when beaten 3 lengths by Sheldon. He's now 5.5 kilograms better off. He's got the 1 draw. Jason Gates likes to get them into contention early. I'm saying if he's anywhere near his best, he's going to give Sheldon something to think about. And Far Away Winter number 8. Not too concerned about him returning from a rest. He races extremely well fresh. So for me, numbers 2, 4, 7, and 8.
Quite a few, yeah.
Tricky
race, and it'll be interesting to see, because this race, it's a 250,000 rand race that Betway put it up to, and it is those. There are some that'll go for this and want to win it, but it'll also be used naturally for a step into the feature spring season. Mr. Burrows, just a quick summary on you on this, the Betway Spring Spree Stakes.
I like this horse, Team Gold. Reason why he won this race last year, he's beaten the likes of Sheila. His comeback run wasn't bad behind Running Rifles. He's going to strip fitter, suited to course and distance. He could follow up this year with another win. Quantum Theory, he's consistent. I expected more from this horse. I thought he would be a group type horse, but he hasn't quite lived up to that. He should be right there at the finish too. Others to consider, a horse like Val d'Orsia, not out of it from a 1 draw. Sheldon, it does get tricky, but I thought Team Gold, the each-way player.
Okay. All right, and Team Gold certainly not without a chance. Is trading at 15-2, and Val d'Orsia is trading 10-1. Darren's got his jackpot. He's gone the field by banker 5, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9. The 10 races on Saturday. Banker 1 at the back. 2 bankers and just about 2 fields. Race number 8 on the card. We were the Betway InsureBet graduation plate. The InsureBet's been going for when we started Weighted to Win a good few years ago on YouTube, and Betway sponsored us. The InsureBet was the thing. Remember, they just introduced it
Yeah, Clyde, I never stop hearing from you after the race. Oh, I ran into the money again. I'm stiff. Why don't you get involved with things in Sherbet? Your horse runs a place, you get your money back at
No,
least.
I know. It's a good story. You're right. We're greedy. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Punters are greedy. We want to win.
Yeah, we
You
do.
understand? That's a
We
sad
do.
part about us. But
How
anyway,
do we win? Yeah.
well, I don't know. And I've heard ready to charge. I mean, Darren Burrows is on it. I think you might be on it. I don't
Yeah.
know. What's the...
Let's have a look at the best weighted. Unzen is a 108, net 108, ready to charge a 102. That's 6 pounds, 3 kilograms. Now, Unzen obviously earned his rating over 1400. 1,000 meters on the inside track may be on the sharp side for him, but he'll certainly be rattling home. Cliffhanger Clyde making his debut as a gelding. First run on the Haarveld. He could be anything, and he certainly could be better than his current rating. Ready to charge looks like the right horse. My concern is the 1,000 meters for him, but his form is all there. And the stable companion, Capsicum, or whatever, Clyde. Interesting that Mr. Aziz left both of these very nice individuals to lock horns against each other. Let's see how they go. I'm not willing to nail my colours to the master here.
All right. Richard Fries on this horse, Capsicum now.
Yeah.
Craig
He's
Zaki's
obviously
gone.
riding.
Well, Craig Zaki's got a ride for Trows for Trippy, right?
Yeah, no, but Richard's riding a lot for Hollywood.
For Hollywood, oh yes, that's also right. That's also true. Mr. Burrows, you're big on ready to charge.
Yes, Clyde, if he wasn't drawn 7, I would make him an absolute penalty kick, which I still do. He's by far the best horse in the race to me. He's going to end up one of the better sprinters around, I believe, if just maturing and building on his efforts to date. On debut, he showed blistering speed and he outran them pretty much from the jump. Then he ran second to Outlaw King. Now, you had that horse Tail of the Comet just behind him, who's a serious racehorse. He's got a handy galloping weight. If Muzzy can just get him one off the fence going around that first bend, I think he'll run away from them. I think he's a banker on the card, and I have banked him in everything.
Okay. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, Muzi has been riding superbly well. He's booting home winner after winner, and perhaps this is the race where we'll see Muzi in the winner's enclosure. Race 9, Betway, we pay your tax on horse racing wins. It's a middle stake over 1,000 metres. I mean, that pretty much, Mr. Marie, explains everything, doesn't it? That tax is saved, and then they accrue an amount to the end of the month on whatever your tax turnover is. I mean, your total turnover. You get the 6%, right? And you can use the money, either draw it out as cash if you want to,
Clyde,
or play with it.
how's your electricity bill been over the last couple of months? Mine's skyrocketed. So whatever you can get back, we take with open arms at this stage.
To pay expenses.
Yes.
Sure. Well, you just saw, get your tax back. That's how it works with Betway. That aside, if you had to take a tote bet, yeah, what is the tote bet that you would recommend for everybody?
I'd box the trifecta.
Okay.
1, 3, and 8. Now, Rainbow Reward, I know he's well out at the weights, but he's lightly raced and he's on the upgrade, so I respect him. Captain Hindsight's got it all to do because he meets Moonshining through the best weighted at much worse weight terms. But Yazoo keeps on stepping up to the plate and just improving. And Moonshining through Clyde, obviously she's best weighted over here and she's going to run a cracker. I'd just like to see how she moves down to the start first before pulling the trigger, because I have seen her not stride fluently and yeah. That's
Rainbow Reward's the favourite, eh? That's the stable companion. It's 5-2, and Moonshining is 9-2 in the Betway market.
I don't.
Captain Hindsight's in
I'm
between.
not getting too excited about the market. I think it is. It's. I don't like to separate the three of them. Let's see how.
Okay.
Let's see, Clyde.
Fair enough, Mr. Burrows.
For me, Clyde, Moonshining through worth a bet. Last time out, when she ran second to Captain Hindsight, she got beat 4 lengths, but she's 6 kilos better off at the weights. Captain Hindsight's got a lot to do with 62 kilos. Moonshining through, since she had a layoff a while ago, she's been moving so well to the start compared to before, where she used to stride short. So I'm not too concerned about that. I think they've overcome her problems. I just feel from a good draw, 1,000 meters not going to be a problem. I think the 1,000's actually going to be in her favor. So I thought Moonshining Through, nice value.
Okay. Well, that's the 9th race on the card, and Darren Burrows is going with number 3, Moon Shining Through. He says that's the horse to beat, or the one that he's going to have a bit of a strike on. Currently Friday, number 3 on the card, priced up 9-2.